Lady Gaga pressed pause on the rollout of her latest album to convey her anger over the killing of George Floyd, blasting President Donald Trump as a fool and a racist in the process. As nationwide protests against police brutality continue, the Chromatica singer addressed her millions of fans in an emotional Instagram post on Saturday night about the epic tragedy that defines our country. "I have a lot of things to say about this, but the first thing I want to say is I'm afraid to say anything that will incite further anger, although that is precisely the emotion that's justified," Gaga wrote. "I do not wish to contribute to more violence, I wish to contribute to a solution. I am outraged by the death of George Floyd as I have been by the deaths of exponentially too many black lives over hundreds of years that have been taken from us in this country as a result of systemic racism and the corrupt system that supports it." Gaga is one of many prominent artists who have demanded justice for Floyd, a Minneapolis man who died after a white police officer kneeled on his neck for nearly 9 minutes. In her post, Gaga continued, "The voices of the black community have been silenced for too long, and that silence has proven deadly time and time again. And no matter what they do to protest, they are still met with no compassion by the leaders that are meant to protect them. Everyday people in America are racist, that's a fact." Directing her ire at Trump, Gaga then wrote that he had offered nothing but ignorance and prejudice while black lives continue to be taken during his time in office. "He is fueling a system that is already rooted in racism and racist activity, and we can all see what is happening. It's time for a change," she continued. Gaga has spoken out against many of Trump's policies throughout his presidency, including his attacks on the LGBTQ community, his response to the California wildfires, and the government shutdown. On the morning after his election, she stood outside one of his New York City properties in protest, holding a sign that read, "Love Trump's hate." She concluded her post on Saturday with the following, "This isn't justice. This is an epic tragedy that defines our country and has for a long time. I am sad. I am angry. And I will use the words that I can find to try to communicate what needs to change in as an effective and nonviolent way as possible for me." Before releasing her new album, Gaga turned her attention to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, helping raise $128 million in support of healthcare workers on the front lines of the crisis. From HuffPost.